Hello, good afternoon or good day. You're welcome to our class for today. And today I'm going to show you how to do the following: how to design a website from a Figma file, how to generate a HTML markup from a Figma design. But for today, we will focus on this because this one involves CSS and we have not learned CSS yet. Then in the next section of the class, I'm going to show us how to use Git, what is Git and why you should use it, the link between Git and GitHub, how to push your code to GitHub with Git command line, and how to clone a project with Git. So let's get started. So in our previous class, I mentioned that to speed up a front-end web development, web developers usually work with web designers, and like as I mentioned, one of the popular tools that they use is Figma. So when a project is ready and the UIS designers, they have done all their research, everything has been approved to look like this, and your task as a front-end web developer is to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or any tool or any of your stack to bring this website into reality. So I'm going to show you how you can generate your HTML code from a Figma design, because one of the most important resources that Figma gives you is the CSS, the images, and the icons, and the positioning of the image, how they should be or how it should look, just as you can see. But as regard the markup, that is your job. So let's now begin. So there are some few steps that I usually use when I'm working with a Figma file, and I would like to share that with you today. So here you can see steps to generate HTML code from a Figma design. The first step is take any tag to be a box. So that should be like a mental picture in our mind. We want to take any tag to be a box, and I'll demonstrate this soon. Then group arrange contents or sections into invisible container. And an example of this, you can use the div or the section tag. And what do I mean by this? Now, if we go back to our Figma design, we know that this is the navigation bar that we want to work on now. Now the section says group arrange content into an invisible container. And we know that for this to be arranged the way it is, then it has an invisible container, which is likely a nav tag. So that's what it means. Then if you go inside again, you notice that this logo here is spaced from this, and this navigation links here is also grouped the same way. This navigation, this portfolio here is also spaced out. So that means we are going to have the nav invisible container, and we are going to have a box 1 invisible container, a box 2 invisible container, and a box 3 invisible container. So that is what this step involves. Then the next step, now add a text or image symbol. So after drawing those invisible containers, I will demonstrate the drawing very soon. After drawing them, so I can add there a logo, the home, the contributors, the about me, the services, the portfolio, the contact, and the portfolio here. So add the text there. Then the next one, or the next step is add the appropriate tag name on top. Excuse me. Add the appropriate tag name on top or below each block. So I'm going to demonstrate that soon, and this is very, very important because it will help you when converting the box diagram into the HTML code. Then the next step is now add a class or ID. You need to style it using CSS, so we need to do this. Then lastly, convert the box accordingly to HTML code, starting from the outer box to the innermost box. So I have a web tool here that can help me illustrate this. So drag this like this. So here, like I explained, one of the rules is put arrange contents into an invisible container. So we have the nav invisible container. So I'm going to draw that. So this is a big box. So we have this invisible container and this. Then upon further analysis, based on the way these items in the navbar space, you can say we have 3 more invisible containers, this one and this one and this one. Now adding this invisible container there just for safety purposes, they will help you to achieve this styling just the way it is. So we are going to draw 3 more invisible container. So draw the first one, draw the second one, that is E, and I'll draw the last one. So that is it. Then the next step is take any tag to be a box. So we want to add a text and this. We want to add a text or the image tag. So with this now, take any tag to be a box. Now I want to demonstrate what that is. So I want to open my VS Code. So I want to minimize. So I'll come here. I will just create a new folder. Let's use HTML. Then I'll open with my code. Excuse me. So I want you to have a clearer understanding of what each step is. That way you can easily remember them. So let's index.html, enter, and shift 1. Just a moment. Shift 1. Now get the HTML template. So my image I will not for this type sub type HTML. Then I need my HTML HTML. Then next, I need my head tag. Then inside I have my body tag. Okay, it's like my image is back. Let me check. Back. Yes, it's back. So I can clean up it. So I just leave the document like that. So what I want to add now is a H1, the home page. I'll add a paragraph, lorem, or Z. Then I'll add a span tag, the text. Now add a link tab, so link. So if I save, let me open this on my live server. I want to open this on my live server. Next, let me now explain this. So take any tag to be a box. So to demonstrate that, I have to use some internal CSS. So to that, I will need to use my style tag. Then I'll use the universal selector. Just a border, 1 pixel solid, any color. So if I save this, oh, I didn't spell my solid correctly. So we have this now. So if I zoom in, you notice that each tag now have a box. So to make it more visible, let me give it a padding of 0. Let me just use 5 pixel. So you now notice that this is the HTML tag, and you see it is like a box. Notice that this is the body tag and it is like a box. You now notice that this is the heading 1 tag and it's a box. This is the paragraph tag, is a box. This is the span tag, is a box, and this is the link tag, is a box. So this is what I mean when I say take any tag to be a box. I know since HTML is the building block of a web page, to add a text, image, icon, or anything that you need to add to your web page, it must go inside a tag, or you must use a tag. So with that in mind, let's go back to our draw. So this, I'll have another box here which represents the tag that I'll use to add a logo. Then I'm going to have how many boxes inside here? So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to have 6 boxes. So I'll draw the first one. I'll draw the second one. 2. I'll draw the third one. 3. I'll draw the fourth one. 4, fifth one 5, and the last one 6. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have 6 boxes here. Then the last box now can draw it inside here. Okay. Can I expand this? So can I expand it? Okay, we can expand it. So let me start all over again so that we have room, because with this length I cannot add my text. So let me look for a way to delete this so that it will make sense. Okay. Okay, so let's start again. So I have the text box, which is the invisible navbar. Then I have my 3 invisible box again, 1, 2, and 3. So let's draw that. So this is the first one. So let's make it big. And this is the second one. Let's make it big. And this is the third one. So inside here I have another box, which is my image. Then I have another box, which is box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5, and box 6. Then here I have another box. I think we'll manage it like this. So then the next step now says, so add the text or image symbol. So let's add the text or image symbol. So I'll add text here. So here will be my logo. And I have to select this. Move. So I've moved it. The next, it will be my home. Okay. The next, this will be my what? My contributors. So I can reduce this. So that's my contributors. So this is my contributors, and the next is about me. About me. So I'm going to increase the font size to this. The next is the services. The next, portfolio, contact, portfolio, and this is the contact. Contact. And this one will be portfolio here. Portfolio here. Let me cut it. So that is the portfolio here. So the next step now is this, to add now add the appropriate tag name on top or below each box. So let's add the appropriate tag name. So type here my nav tag. Let me make it big. Okay, and next, this is my box 1. Next, this is my box 2, and next my box 3. So next, this will be my image tag. Next, this will be my anchor 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 tag. Then the next step is now add a class or ID you will need to style it using CSS. So I'm going to do that. Now, if you observe here, if you notice, this other portfolio here has a different styling from the rest. So it's going to have a class name. So let's do that. So I'm going to say type a.btn, which is the short form of button. because there's no space to type the full one. So I'm going to drag that. Yes. Then all these ones remain the same. So this is meant to be a div. So let's do that again. So this is meant to be a div, or you can use the OL or UL. So let's use the div dot box one. Then let's edit this div dot box two. Then we'll edit this to be div dot box three. So I'll drag this forward. So now, if you take a look at this, you are going to notice that this box diagram here is almost similar to this, only with the addition of the invisible tag containers that we added. So now the next step now is, or the last step is this. Lastly, convert the box according to HTML code, starting from the outer box to the inner box. So using this block diagram as a guide, we are now going to convert this to a HTML code. So let's do that. And remember, the instruction is to start from the outermost box to the innermost. So we are going to start from here, then do box 1, box 2, and box 3. Then after that, we go for the image. Then inside here we'll have our anchor tag, anchor tag, anchor tag, anchor tag, anchor tag. So let's begin. So I'll move back to our VS Code. So I need to increase this a little so that you guys can see. So let me reduce it a little so that I can have access to the Explorer. Nice. So I'm going to scroll down. So the nav bar is always at the top, so I'm going to do that. So I'll add the comments now, and to bring out these comments, as I mentioned earlier during our last class, you press Ctrl+Y to bring out the program, the language for that particular programming language that you're writing. So the first thing is the nav, and because in a website there's only one navigation tag, so we don't need to give this a class. So in CSS we're going to select it by the tag name. Then the next is the box 1. So in VS Code you have a shortcut, say dot box 1, and this is going to generate the box 1. So Shift Alt arrow down, we're going to have box 1, box 2, and box 3. Then next, enter box 1, which holds our logo. So we say image tab, then we can put here logo. So since we don't have any image to show, so we just leave it like this. We don't have the logo yet. Next, we move to box 2. In the box 2, you recall we have 6 anchor tags. So the anchor tag A, tab, home. So I'm going to duplicate this into 5 more times. Shift Alt arrow down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So The next one is what is contributors about me. So 1 contributors about me. And the next one is services, portfolio, and contacts. Services, portfolio, and what? We have the contacts. Then lastly, in the last box, as you can see from here, it is what? Portfolio here, and it has a class of btn. So a.btn, bring that for us. So add this here. I'm going to add portfolio here. So that is it. We have gotten a nice HTML markup that when the right CSS is applied, it surely look like this. So this is it. Now, if I preview on my live server, of course, you don't expect it to look the way it's showing on the Figma file, but this, we have just laid the foundation. So you see the boxes, the logo, the home, the contributors, and all this. Then the portfolio here. So let's now do the last example for this section of our class, and let's see how we can do this. So I'm going to clean up this again, and let me see if I can save it. So I want to download it. This software is very nice. So I'll just name it now box diagram. So I'll save. So that means I can clean this now. So I highlight everything, backspace, and it's gone. So let's now analyze this before we move. Now, going back to the step, it says take any tag to be a box. Then group arrange content or section into an invisible container, example div or section. Now draw the boxes, taking text and images as a box. Now add the text or image symbol. The next, add the appropriate tag name on top or below each box. Now add the class name or ID you need to style it using CSS. Then lastly, convert the box accordingly to HTML code, starting from the outer box to the innermost box. So having this step in mind, let's now analyze this Figma page. Now, looking at this group item here, what does one of the steps says? It says group items into an invisible container. So we are going to have an invisible container. You can say it's a section tag, and we can give it the class of section 1. Then inside section 1 invisible container, we need to also have 2 more invisible containers. So we can have it as box 1 and box 2. Now inside box 1, we can have, for simplicity, you can have an image tag here. Then this other background here can be added using a background image, but both of them can still be added using background image. But for simplicity, we'll add one image tag, then this one will be a background image. Then into this text box, this looks like a heading tag, so this is likely a head. So just assume that there are boxes set first. So we have box 1, box 2, then box 3, box 4, box 5. Now in this box 6, we'll have 4 more boxes inside. So this box 6 is an invisible box, but we have 4 more boxes inside, which are all icons. And we now have the last box, which is this. So let's draw it. So I encourage you, as you are learning, learn to draw first. Then by the time you get the hang of it, you can do it without drawing. But I strongly encourage you to draw, because drawing will help you remember this, so you don't forget any step. So let's draw it. So let's look for this. So I'll draw another big box. So then the next, if you analyze the website, you notice that there's an invisible box here and an invisible box here, just as you have analyzed. So I'll go back, I'll draw again. So we have another invisible box, which is box 1. I have another invisible box, which is box 2. The next, I have box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5, box 6, and box 7. So let's draw those boxes. Why is it slow? Okay, so I have the box 1, the box 2, the box 3, the box 4, the box 5, the box 6. How many boxes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, actually, this can be a box because it have the same style. So instead of 7 boxes, you can use 6. But if you use 7, that means you will use the same tag twice. So let's now add the tags. So the text, so this will be my dots section dots 1, div dot 1, div dot 2, Then we forgot to draw one extra box, and that is the image box. So div.to, just to mention, you can also add two boxes here, but you use position to arrange it like this. So you can do that, but one option will be to add one, the other. Then you use background image to add the other. So the next thing now, we'll add a text here. So this will be the image, and let's give it a class of user. That gives a class of color, or any, the class name does not matter now, it's just to just differentiate them. Then here we'll have our H5. Then here I have our H3. And here I have my H2 there. Then next we have our paragraph. The next we have our icons. So this is going to be a div.icons. Then lastly, we're going to have a button dot red. Button dot red. Such like that. So this is it. Then basically what we have here is some text. And here we have some text. And here we have some text. And here we have some text. In these icons, so I can use this. And this does not go where I want to set. Let's use this. So if we want to add our text, this is going to be our I tag is for icons. I tag, I tag, I tag. So that is it. So this is the possible or the most logical or one of the most logical markup that we can have for this design that is here. So now the next step now will be to convert this into HTML, and with that we'll end this section. So let's move to our VS Code. So I'll say section .1. You remember, and that's what I have here. Then I have two boxes inside. .1, shift alt arrow down. I change this to 2. Then next, let me do this last one first. I have image dot user tab user user, then image dot color tab color. So we're done with this last box, and the next one is the first box. So say we use what they are, the H5. So, and in Figma we can just come here and copy this. So if you double tap this, why is it not clicking? So if I double tap this, we move to the reverse mode. So because this is the cover, you see, move to user interface. So I've been using the wrong file or this one, but it's okay. I've served its purpose. So by the time it opens, we'll just put the right text there. So let's put text here. Then the next one is H3 text. The next we have what? Our H2 text. The next we have a paragraph. Category 5. The next I have my div dot icon. Then I have my I tag. That's the icon 1. So shift alt arrow down 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be 4. It's going to be 3. It's going to be 2. And lastly, I have my button text. So I have my text here. Did we capture that on this? Yes, we captured it. I'm going to have a class of red. So with this, we have come to the end of this section. Now just a recap. My network is poor. But from what we have done so far, we'll be able to learn how to look at a Figma design, analyze it, and generate the HTML markup. Then in our subsequent classes, we are going to learn how to use CSS to make it look exactly the way it is looking. So I believe if you practice using this step, then developing a markup from a UI design will not be an issue, and that means you will not have much error or issue adding the CSS. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next section.